It was an awful, awful thing for me, and I've never got over it.
Hey guys, Matt Haycox here for a very special edition of the Matt Haycox Show, because I have got with me the OG of reality TV, Miss Lauren Goodger. If you don't know who she is, you've obviously not been watching reality TV in the UK. She was the first person on TOWIE. I think she'll probably tell us, actually TOWIE started because of her. Since then she's done Celebrity Big Brother, Celebs Go Dating, Dancing on Ice. She's written a book. She's in the press every day and every week, and she's had some businesses, both, I guess, successful stories and unsuccessful stories. So she's got lots to tell us about, and hopefully lots and lots we can learn from. So Lauren, thanks for being here.
One bum cheek, one side. No, I'm joking. What colour?
I've got my mitt ready.
Yeah. I was working in the city, and I was like a legal secretary, temping a lot of companies, a lot of law firms. It was amazing. I started doing that when I was like 17, and then yes, I got to like 2009, and I remember my partner at the time, he said that he was doing this documentary thing kind of show, and I was like, oh yeah, and then he ends up talking about me, and I was like, we want to meet your girlfriend, and he was a bit like, oh no, you don't need to, it's going to be more like about the boys and whatever. And I was like, no, we want to meet her. Anyway, a few months went on, and I got a phone call, and it was from one of we're like, hi, I'm working for Lion Pictures. I'm in production, I'm a casting, we're trying to do this new documentary on Essex. And I was like, right, I didn't really understand what they meant. I had a chat with her, and she was really nice. So she was like, tell me about your life, what do you do, who do you know? She was like, well, I've heard your name so many times around the area. I was like, oh, okay, she goes, we've been to like Faces and 105 and all the hotspots, New Bar, and we hear a lot about you. And I was like, okay. I was like, anyway, that was that, didn't really think much of it, left the meetings that would be in touch. I continued working at the city and doing what I was doing. And I went to this event called Essex Polo. Have you heard of it?
Yeah. Like the polo in the park.
Yeah.
100%.
So what's the other polo? The Cartier polo.
Yeah.
So that's the proper one. Then they did an Essex one. So it was an amazing event. Everyone went. Everyone had tables. And me and Mark had broken up at this point because it was always on and off. So I've walked in, but this is another team now, part of Lion, but a different lady. I've walked in, and they've gone, the girl in the pink dress, can we talk to you? And I was like, there's all cameras then. I was like, okay. So it's like, come over. And they all shuffled over and moved chairs. They was like, hello, what's your name? I was like, Lauren. And they was like, Lauren what? I was like, Lauren Goodger. They was like, oh my God, we've spoke to you. Like, we've heard so much about you. We're Lion Pictures doing this documentary on Essex. And I was like, right. I was like, so glad I've met you. Like, can we talk more? Done a little interview. Anyway, I left that, carried on. They was there scouting, basically. And they'd already pulled me aside, but already had met me, but didn't realise it was me, a face to a name. So that was quite funny. And then that carried on. Then they come round to where the flat I was in at the time, and they did a bit of filming. We'd done some test stuff. They wanted to know a bit about me, met my family. This went on for a good 8 months. Yeah.
And are you filming at this point, or they're still just scouting around?
No, we had to do the pilot before it got commissioned to ITVBe. So there was loads of other people in it that didn't actually make TOWIE. So they were devastated, obviously, because they was like, well, we was in it with you, we didn't make it. But I was like, that's how it is. They chose their main cast. There was a lot of people that didn't get it. So we filmed the pilot, and it was all filmed in, I'm sure it was filmed at David Lloyd. It was for my ex's mum's birthday party. Okay. And it was real. What happened was all worked up, but it wasn't actually going to be aired. Anyway, so that happened, and then ITV loved it. It was me and Mark Wright, it was other girls, it was brilliant. So I hated it.
Standard Essex.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, what is going on? But it literally, when it got commissioned and we started filming now, and it was very heavily, and the days were very long, I quit my job, and it was like, we need you full time. You're one of the main characters. So
how often were you shooting back then?
Every day. Okay. I was on call. Yeah, a lot. It was very overdone, and it was overfilmed, and it was very old-fashioned. If you look back at the old ones, the screens used to slide across, but it was very cheaply done, but also amazing entertainment. People hated it, and people loved it. It was like Marmite. People was like slagging it off. Look at these idiots. Like, what are they doing? And I got it, and I thought, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. And I remember going out to London to an ellipse party. Then I got invited to all like fashion events and things, and I got invited to the ellipse party. and all Pats were just shouting and calling me, and I was like, what is going on?
And this is pre-influencers really at that point.
Yeah,
isn't
so
it?
there was no Geordie Shore, there was no reality, there was no Instagram. There was literally, Twitter had just started not long before, and there was
Facebook presumably.
I had Facebook, yeah. My followers just was going up and up and up and up. I think I got to over 1 million in the first couple of weeks.
On Twitter?
Yeah. And everyone was just really obsessed. And then I did a shoot for The Sun, and I got a column in the Sun paper, and it was just mad. And everyone wanted to shoot me, work with me, and I was like, wow, what is going on? And it's not like my life changed because I was always quite independent and I was always in that lifestyle and went to the same places. It was because now everybody knows me.
And was this level of attention, let's say, typical for most of the people on the show back then?
All of us,
right?
Yeah. Like obviously some were more than others because there was the main characters, and then there was like the main characters and their families on it, things like that, or like my sister come on it, things like that. So she wasn't the main character, but she was off it for me and a friend and things like that. So. Yeah, and it literally just went mad. And then we actually won a BAFTA for that first series because we actually won against Downton Abbey. And everybody was like, what? Their faces. And that was amazing. It was brilliant. And then, yeah, I stayed in as long as I could because going into reality TV from a normal young girl is very hard to do because you're not prepared for it. You don't know. Reality was new. It wasn't like we went to theatre school and we was, going into acting. It was it was real. I wasn't Lauren Goodger, the actress. I was Lauren, and I had to take a big kind of, not like a negative thing, but like it was like, right, it's like my life is now out there. Everyone knows about my relationship. My relationship was 10 years prior to the filming. So it was not like we met on the show or we were set up and I was brought in. And what we used to do is have meetings with the production and say, right, this is what we've got to do the next series, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. We was actually giving our ideas to create it into TOWIE because it was going to be a documentary. But we used to love the hills. I don't know if you remember.
I know the name,
and we was like, you've got to make it like the hills. We want it to all look amazing and glossy. So at the beginning, it was like they wanted me to be Lauren Conrad, like the LC of, and I was Lauren Goodger, so I was LG. They labelled me LG.
LG, the OG.
Yeah. So yeah, but it was good and it was mad and time flew and I just started doing loads of other reality things and magazines and work, and I did loads.
And so obviously my audience is small business owners, young entrepreneurs, people looking to get into business, and a lot of what we've been talking about lately, particularly with other influencers, is how you take fame or celebrity or an influencer base, etc., and then start to monetize that. So I mean, you came into this space obviously long before everyone bashing out tooth whitening kits on Instagram. So
crazy.
How did business come about for you?
Right.
Was it
When I did first start, I went to view an apartment which was filmed, and the guy that owned the apartment he did hair extensions. He gave me his card. It was a very snazzy card. It was like a mirror. I'd never forget it. Yep. And he was like, I really want to do your hair. You're on telly now. I'll do it for free. Back then, hair extensions were a lot more expensive than they are now. Yeah? Because so I was like, right, okay. I didn't call him straight away, and I remember ringing him and being like, do you want to do my hair? I went down and said, come down to my office. I've got a salon here, blah, blah. Went down and he said, listen, I said, right, what are you doing? I didn't even have an agent at this point. And I said, I really want to get into beauty stuff. Like, what can I do? I said, I've kind of in that anyway from back in the day as well before that. I did hairdressing and beauty stuff before I went up the city. I left school. Okay. So anyway, so then I actually worked in a salon for like, I think 20 quid a week when I was like 15. But yeah, and then I said to him about doing a fake tan and he said, I've got amazing contacts, let's do it. So I created this fake tan for Lauren's Way, and this is like 10 years ago, and TOWIE just started its first series. When I say the only platform to promote my business was Twitter, which, how many lines do you get? I don't think there's any photos on it at this point.
Well, back then, because it's obviously doubled up now, but back then it was 140 characters, I think, wasn't it? Was it 140? Because I think
it was less.
It's 280 now.
Yeah, so, it was nothing. So we literally started plugging it. So when I was on the show, we did a shoot. We used to go around all the magazines and gift them, and they'd talk about it. Everybody loved this product. Then Superdrug, we done a deal with them. We done a deal with Debenhams. Then I was travelling all up and down the country.
And what was your setup on this business? I mean, how involved were you? Was this like a joint venture?
We was 50-50 shareholder.
With that guy, okay.
So he created it. He had already had a company. I'm a young girl, so I was the PR, I was the brand, he was the business, and that's how it works. Because I'm not, even though you know, I'm not business minded. I am with PR stuff, but not with the backside of it that I don't get. So he kind of done all that side of it, so it really worked, and he was really good at it because he already had his hair extensions brand. Then we started getting staff, and I had an office. It got to the point where we had each girl working for each area because on call with our clients. Okay. It went everywhere. I've never got over it to this day because the outcome of it, because how it ended and how I felt like I was done over. I have spoken about this before, and it scarred me for a long time.
So looking back at that now, knowing what you know now, how would you have done things differently? Or how would you recommend to somebody else? I mean, obviously you're saying back then, I accept I don't know the business side, so I trusted to him. I mean, would you, because I guess you can never know if trust is misplaced, but do you think looking back you should have spent more time learning business related skills?
I think I should have got a lawyer. I should have kept that. We had a lawyer, but we had it joint. Right. I should have kept that separate. I should have maybe involved someone on my behalf, like an agent or a manager, just for the business, and really got somebody in. But I did try and get family, but that was always pushed out. We then got a salon. I was the first girl to have a shop out of anyone on the show. Everybody was like, "What's Lauren doing next?" I was the one that was the business one. Everybody wanted to sign me, like Max Clifford at the time. He was very big, and he didn't want anyone else for the show apart from me. Me and Mark got engaged, so that side was really good for the media for us. Then I was in the business stuff, and it was good, and I was working. I thought, I'm going to have a good life out of this. But obviously the media stuff's still there and the other jobs that I've done independently, but the tan is something that I feel like I would have been amazing by now if that had kept and stood to what it should have been in our contract.
Is it never something you look to restart?
I'm about to launch my tan again in about 3 weeks.
Under the same brand?
So it's the same. It's going to be called. Well, it's LG Tan. Okay. But it's still like LW Tan. That's what it was Lauren's way.
Does anyone know it's coming out yet, or can we claim this as a Matt Haycox show exclusive?
Yeah, you can.
There you go. You heard it here first, guys. We're going to get this on air tomorrow. So you've got 2 weeks and 6 days notice to know that this is the face place. But
even though I do what I do, with me, there's so much I could tell you, but I've gone through what I've gone through, and I'm still doing courses now in Harley Street, training to be an aesthetic practitioner. So I've done Botox, fillers, and even though I don't need to do this, because I do other things, I like working. Like even now, I've got another Twitter, an Instagram, and I've just qualified, and I've already got like 22,000 followers on my work one.
For the thingy?
Yeah. So now I'm liaising with clients about booking them in the clinic. So there's other things that I want to do, but that's just learning from what I've learned of how I lost a lot of money. And sometimes I feel like that makes you appreciate and learn more. When you're always winning, you don't learn anything.
Well, it's literally, I was going to say, I say that exact thing on the podcast all the time. That that as good as it is that things are going good, I think you only learn from when things go wrong.
100%.
Because if it's gone good, well, it's gone good. I don't know why, but if you
don't understand,
But if it's gone bad, you can actually think, well, why has it gone bad?
And you need them. You need them fouls. And obviously, it's heartbreaking for me because of the position I was in. That was my bread and butter. That was everything. And I was doing so well on TOWIE. And now you've got all these other shows, all these other reality. Remember, I'm old school. So even though, and it's really weird because I am the one that's on the front cover of the magazines every day. They're not really interested in the new ones. I love them all, I know them all, I see them, but it's like I'm not currently on telly, but I still sell. So I have to use that as an advantage and do things. But at the same time, I'm also in competition. Do you know what I mean? The money's terrible that it used to be.
But that's as well why it's so important to have, genuine interest, genuine passions, and businesses to get involved with, because, everyone looks at the kind of, whatever the number is, 100,000 followers, 500,000 followers, million followers, as the kind of holy grail of the number to get to. But the problem is, and I was having a conversation with someone back in the shop about this today, that as every week goes on, there's more and more and more people who've got those million followers, couple of million followers, and I guess it's almost like supply and demand, and the importance of having that huge follower base is getting more and more diluted, because it's one thing when there's 6 people out there with 1 million followers, but when there's 1,000 people out there
Yeah,
with a million followers. You know, they're just a commodity.
100%.
And you know, when you look at so many influencers of today, they're not influencers.
No.
They're human billboards.
Yeah.
who are good for 12 months, 18 months.
Definitely, and that's it. And it's like, even now with the money with jobs, is my shoot money is not even what it used to be at all. They just haven't got the budget because all the money they're paying out on other things. And no one's got the money. It was a lot more when I was doing it back then to it is now, because there's so many. And I look at my views, I've not got as many followers as the others have, but I kind of sell more. It's really weird.
But ultimately, that's what matters. I have a lot of conversations around this, either on the podcast or with customers and with friends. And for me, people are chasing the vanity metrics of how many likes have I got, how many followers I've got. When ultimately what matters is how much engagement have I got, how loyal are my followers, my fans, and how is that going to turn into money. And I'd rather have 10, 15, 20,000 super loyal people who are messaging me every week, completely engaged in everything I want to do, and I can therefore then turn them into money somehow, than saying, I've got a million followers or I get 6,000 likes on a picture. Because again, when you look at so many influencers out there, they're just hot people, they're just hot, a sexy girl or a sexy guy, and their engagement, they go, look, I've had 6,000 likes, well, it's 5,900 likes from a guy who wants to shag you, and
they're not going to buy it.
If you look at all your comments, it's fire and aubergine, and fire and aubergine, and none of that is ultimately going to turn into money.
Or people I find are looking at mine but not liking. Like girls, even though I've got more of a girl fan base, I think just because of the back of the day and the relationship side and what I've been a girls girl on TOWIE, and that's what I'm known for. And I had a column, and my book's very like The Secrets of Essex Girl, and it's very
that's what your book's called.
The Secrets
what is it, a biography?
It is, but there's a little bit on there how to do makeup and a bit about my past, where I come from, how it started, about my relationship, about heartbreak, and then currently I was doing dancing? I can't remember. I was doing something. Oh no, it was in between, wasn't it? And then just talking about TV stuff. Really, I should do another one really because they're good.
Well, just going back a bit, because we went off on a slight tangent, just talking about the fake tan that you're doing now. What are you actually doing differently this time round? Have you still got partners? Are you doing it yourself?
As much as I did try a bit longer, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I was going to do it on my own. But I'm doing this by myself. I don't want no one else, because I lost so much money-wise. I was so scared to part. Sure. So I was like, right, I'm going to do this all myself. And I thought, Lauren, be realistic now. You don't be greedy, and you do it properly, and you get a proper team in, right? You need help. I can't do it on my own. So I've got a new agent, and I never normally, my tan's been my tan. It's not my management's at the time. I kept it separate, and I thought, if I had got them involved, that might not have happened, because they've got my back. So now I'm doing the business with my manager, and they've got the warehouse. They've supplied. I've been testing and trying all the time, because I'm the one that's got to decide what colour. I do the labels and everything. But
it's a girl's dream, isn't it? Being a fake tan tester and getting paid for it.
It's amazing. So one bum cheek, one side. No, I'm joking. What colour?
I've got my mitt ready.
Yeah, exactly. But I've been choosing, and they're really good, and I trust them, and I feel like, listen, I can't take 100% now. I'm going to have to share this out as a team. But the whole end result is going to be a lot more, And
how are you going to be selling it? Is it going into stores or sold online?
Well, it will just be online for now. Obviously, I was in the stores, but I don't know the relationship with them clients, because I didn't deal with them. My ex-business partner did, and I think bridges were burnt. But I don't think they know it as Lauren Way is Lauren, because I'm the face, So I don't know, but I would love to get it back in store. But the biggest money earner was online, because it's just taken over, and it can go up and down the country.
Well, for me, the other thing about online, which I think is something very important for for anyone who's got an online following and an influencer base, is that from a vanity point of view, everyone wants to be in the stores, because it looks good and we know it. But getting the stores to take your product is a very, very difficult game, as you've probably seen yourself in the past. Whereas online sales is something you can control. So I'm going to say easily, maybe not easily, but you can control yourself. And once you've then built up built up an audience who want to buy your product and are buying your product on a week-on-week basis. You're then in a position to go to the stores, and they actually have to take, rather than you wanting to pitch them and them having all the power. At that point, you've then got the power when it's like, hey, Mr. Tesco's or Mr. Superdrug or whatever, I'm shifting 100,000 units a month of this online. You want me.
Yeah, but I used to have a salon. Yeah, so I had a salon. So I did my tan, then I opened up a salon in Queen's Road. And it's a really nice road in Bucker's-Hill. Like Victoria Beckham's been down there. Like, it's quite a nice, it's all got designer bits on it and stuff. But it was amazing, but expensive. I had to have staff. It was headache. The tan was selling for other people's salon. So we got rid of it. And that's why this time everyone's going to, why don't you get a salon? But I think getting a shop is just ego. It doesn't make you look good. Because I'm actually going to earn more money by putting it in other people's shops. 100%. I've got no overheads. I've got no staff. They're buying my products and they're using other people. So that's why I have not got a salon again, and I've got no interest in doing that at this minute, because I make more money by putting other people's shops and online, and that's what my aim is now. I don't need to have an ego. Yeah, I've got a salon, I've got a shop. Doesn't mean anything. That's not real. That won't last. It's not because I've done it.
And go back to Twitter when you used to have to market the original tan on Twitter. What kind of Twitter marketing techniques did you use? What was
So it was a lot of before and after pictures. How amazing. A lot of talking videos of me putting it on. You have to interact quite a lot. You reply. Okay, so you have I reply back to fans, and I would have obviously I'm lucky.
Are you good at that now as well?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's easy. I am quite good at it, and I think where Instagram, I come on Instagram late. I didn't start that till 2014, so that's quite late, really. I was like, well, I didn't do it. Everyone else did it before me, but on Twitter I would do things like, you buy my tan, I follow you. Yeah. So it was not on my personal page, but on my Lauren's Way one, and they could direct message, and it was more interaction. I'd go to beauty shows, I'd sign pictures, but that was more old-fashioned.
But all these techniques are so important. I know you say it's old-fashioned, but I think in a way that's what so many people online are missing. When I talk about online marketing techniques, or rather, the way to behave online on Insta or Twitter or Facebook, for me it's very much about whatever you would do offline is the same way you should behave online. And I mean, obviously I'm on a 1% scale to you, but I get DMs, comments, etc. Everyone which I reply to. And I don't mean
you can't do everyone.
Well, at the minute, I guess at the minute I can. There'll become a day, hopefully one day when I can't. But for now, I'll reply to everything. But the meaningful comments as well. If someone asks me a question, then I'll give a proper answer. If they say something, it's not just an emoji or a thanks. I try and get involved. And a few people lately have been commenting back saying, "Oh wow, you've replied. I wasn't expecting you to reply." And my analogy to that is, if someone walks up to you in a bar or on the street and says, "Oh hey, I just wanted to let you know I like your podcast," or "I love your hair," or whatever, would you just go and carry on walking?
No.
Well, of course you wouldn't. But to not reply online or to just give an emoji, is the online equivalent of that. And
it is so important as well. It goes a long way, because even the people that I worked with at the beginning when we started the business, if I ever saw them now or bumped into them, it's never going to change, because I've had that. I've been successful and I've lost it. So why am I ever going to change for the person when I'm up the high to when I started?
When you lost it, what did that look like to you? I mean, is that something that was shared in the public eye? I mean, did people see it?
Yeah, I kept it quiet. I thought, oh God. It was actually, I wasn't going to say anything, and I kept letting this ex-business partner sell this product in my name.
Oh, so you weren't even involved at this point?
No, for years, until a friend actually said, "I've had enough," and started posting from my social media what had gone on, and I was terrified, because this was my baby that I started just before TOWIE, and it was an awful thing for me. And I've never got over it. But it's just a learning thing, and everything happens for a reason. And hopefully now it will be as successful again. But I'm just not currently on a TV show that no one else is on. That is a very small cast of 8 of us. There was no other, there's Love Island, there's Geordie Shore, there's anything, isn't there? None of that was around. So I was in a powerful position. I just hope that it does do as well as it did, because people still know me for tan. I still get messages now.
But
when the tan coming out.
you know, you're in a fortunate position, like you said, that you've still got profile and you are on the pages. But it's interesting what you say that, you know, I'm not on a show now, and yet where there's one of only 8 people. I think for me, again, that's what, you know, the reality stars of today, the influencers of today, just completely miss.
They don't get it.
In that, you know, okay, you walk out of Love Island, you've got all these followers, but you've got this fantastic opportunity to actually then leverage that onto other platforms, into other opportunities.
Yeah.
You know, everyone talks now about being an influencer, but really all they're referring to is an Instagram following.
And how boring life,
you know,
for an influencer.
Well, how boring, but you know, it's always just Insta. You know, there's no following on Twitter, there's no following on Facebook, and again, these people don't really do anything about it until it's too late. You know, you need to strike while the iron's hot.
Because when you come out of a TV show and everyone wants to know you, you've got so many followers, everyone's on your case, you're mind blown. So you can't actually focus on anything that you need to focus on. And that's why it's so important to really understand what you're going into, because people just want to be famous. And there's so much more to that. I don't really care about fame. I care about money and business. And even though, it's great, but I need that because of what I've been through in my life. It's a security thing for me, yeah? So you know, the end result, I do want to get married, have kids and all that. It's not about that. And I am grateful for the position I've been put in, but I don't put myself out there so much. I kind of step back a little bit sometimes. And I do want to get this business out, and I want to do a lot more than just doing like, you know, on the Daily Mail every day and all that, because there's no relevance to that, you know. But I think these people that go into Love Island do not understand what the real world is out here in the media. It's so much more.
So if you were to become an advisor or an agent to you know, the celebrities of tomorrow, okay, you've got 2 new Love Islanders sat in front of you. They've just walked out the island. They're complete newbies. They've had no taste of fame whatsoever, and they're about to set foot out of Mallorca or wherever it is with the 1 million followers. You've got to give them three pieces of advice for life, or three top tips for how to make a career from then on. What would you be saying?
Well, I'd always say again, like, always remember who you was and where you was when you started and how you walked in here. Never ever change that as a person, because it's not attractive, because as much as you go up, you go down. It doesn't always last. You're replaceable, yeah? I would definitely, you know, make sure you have got the right business mind of what you want to do, what you've got a plan. You don't just go into it and think, I'm going to do a few paid posts. You need to actually vision yourself for 5 years and go, what do you want to get out of going onto this show? Because there's got to be a reason for it. You can't just want 5 minutes of fame, because this is you. You could be amazing. Do you know what I mean? You can go into acting, presenting, music, whatever it is, or just be, you know, the business side of it, get involved in other things, property, like use money wisely. I think that's the advice that I never got given at the beginning. So when I first come in and I was getting big money at a young age, I didn't really know what to do with it, because I was never advised. Like, my mum and dad are not very strong around me in that area. Management didn't really care at the time. So if I had an older me, I'd go, right, this is what you do with your tax, this is what you do with VAT, and this is what you do with your money, and you put it into a property or something. So you've got that, regardless if it ends tomorrow, you're secure in yourself. And invest into other things. That would be the best advice I could give. And I would help with that because of what I've learned.
How were you with your money? Did you spend too much?
Terrible. I was good because it was a safety thing for me, because I always worked in the city and whatever, and I rented and whatever. But it was like, now I wish I could go back and go, right, see, the money I got then, I wish I put that down and I bought that first flat, because back then it was so much cheaper than it is now, and things are just changing. But no one said that to me. It was money, yeah, Lauren, you got this job, you got that job. I was getting told what to do. An agent tells you what to do, you don't really decide. So I wish I kind of I don't actually really want to do that, but I'm going to do this. And it was making the right choices, because them jobs that I did make who Lauren Goodger is in the media today, when really that isn't me. They don't know me, but it's because who I was marketed to at the time. You can't ever get rid of it. So you have to come out really being strong, who you're going to be, and stick with that. Because I am me, but the media don't make me me. Do you know what I mean? 100%. Does that make sense?
No, completely.
Yeah.
So talk to me about trolls and negativity online and stuff.
It's been horrendous. Do you know what's funny? There are trolls, but it's not trolls, it's the media. So the media control, and the trolls are the sheep. So they kind of like follow, and sometimes they can write a story and I think that's not true. I never said that, I never did that. Or I could do a scene on TOWIE. It's a TV soap reality. You've got to live up to it.
Do you read a lot of your own? Do you read a lot of your own press,
not really.
or do you try and
I've
ignore
done it
it?
for so long now. It's 11 years that it's kind of become what I know in a weird way. It's nearly half my life. So, but it isn't nice and it isn't kind. And I would never dream in a million years to ever write someone else's picture. You ugly fat cunt. Sorry.
It's all right. I laugh. We have no language policy on this normally.
But like, I've just got. There's so many things I could say, and I think. Sorry.
You and Katie Price are the only two people to use the word cunt on this show.
Thanks.
Normally it's people telling me to...
I'm not saying it's I'm talking, I'm saying what someone wrote on my photo.
she did, to be fair, but...
Yeah, exactly, there you go. But yeah, no, I just feel like it is a lot of... It's nothing, these people going to Love Island, you've got to be strong-minded and you've got to be thick-skinned and you've got to know exactly, because they're going into it not to find love, they're going to be famous and to get money. That's what it is, yeah? So I feel
you've
like...
killed it for so many people who thought it was all about finding true love.
Please.
So that's two exclusives we've had here
yeah,
today.
there you go. But no, obviously it is, like they do, obviously it is a love show, and they probably... Listen, I've done Big Brother and I know what it's like in a tense relationship and you're with someone who... I wasn't never with anyone, I had a boyfriend at the time, but I've seen it happen, yeah? So, and I did Dance So Nice, and I've seen partners leave their partners, so I get it. So obviously when you're in Love Island, you probably do fall for people because you're young, do you know what? But that's not just the reason they're going in there. And I think if you're going to do it, do something with it and just be really thick-skinned and strong-minded. You can't let media and people break you, and I don't feel like I have.
Has there ever been times where you've got kind of emotional or wavered?
Oh, 100%. I'm human. I suffer terribly with anxiety, and this is because of what I've been through. And
did you suffer from anxiety pre-TOWIE days?
No.
These are things that started.
Yeah, I was sure I could go out. I could get up and go to work, be out all night, same makeup. I never got anxiety ever. I used to love life. I used to do things. I was never scared. Now I'm like scared of everything. But I think that's just what I've been through, and that's growing. And it happens with age anyway.
How are you working on that for yourself?
Well, there is a guy that does mindfulness. We're meant to be starting to work together. We've had one session. I don't take medicine. I did go and see a doctor and they tried to put me on them and it didn't work for me at all. I just think your mind's so powerful, you can change this. I wasn't born this way. It's something that's happened to me. Anxiety has fallen. I don't know what anxiety is, do you? Really?
Yeah.
You know, so I think, well, why are you going to give me a tablet? Because that's not going to help. So it's so much deeper than that. So that's what I'm trying. I want to do stuff for this as well with other people. So
well, I guess that brings me nicely on to some of these other business ideas or business ventures that you've got lined up. What else are you doing at the moment other than the fake tan
so
coming?
obviously the fake tan has been a huge thing. It's, you know, it's something I've wanted to do for years again now. It took me a long time to have the courage and the confidence and everything to do it because of the knockback. But there are other TV shows I can't talk about, but there's a big TV show I'm meant to be meeting. I've done a lot of TV shows, none really left. There's only The Jungle left, so I don't think I could ever do that. Never say never, but I want to do a book again.
It could be a cure for everything. If you can get through a couple of weeks in the jungle eating all that stuff, that'll be anxiety out the window.
Oh God, I don't know. I won't pass the test, but yeah, no, I'd like to. Well, I don't know. Let's see one day. But it's my tan. There's more TV coming, and I want to do a book, and all my aesthetic stuff. So all that, yeah.
So tell us about the aesthetics.
So everybody had a lot to say. I'm not a nurse, but I've done the training. I've done all that, everything you need to do. I'm doing more training. I'm going to overqualify. I'm doing another course in Harley Street. But I love it. It's all dermal fillers and Botox.
And how long have you been doing it for?
The end of November, December. And I actually only started doing it in the clinic 3 weeks ago.
You've been practising on your friends?
Yeah. I'm really good.
If you can't see on camera, we've got Shane hiding in the background who's got needles stuck in his face right now.
But no, I'm actually really good at it because I know what looks nice. You know, like you get a photographer and you go, "Oh, we'll edit your pictures," and I'm like, "No, you don't know what you're looking at." Like I know what I'm looking at and what girls like, and I feel like when someone comes to me and go, "I want my lips done," I'll be like, "No, I think you need your chin done." So I know what to do on someone's face, and that's why I think I'm good. And
is it your intention to actually be the nurse, the practitioner, whatever the word is, for long term, or is it just for you to understand it?
Do you know what it is? I think for me, because where I am generally a worker from a young age, so I feel like when you do this celebrity media stuff, it's good, but it's not consistent. Yeah, you're not always on a TV. I did Sebs Go Dating. That was just over 2 months of filming. So I was doing stuff. Then when you have a break, I feel like I need to do something again, and also to help my anxiety, to focus on something new. So I like to work.
And the book, tell me about the book. What's that going to be about?
I feel like I want to update it. When I did that book 2012. 2012. So I feel like there's so much more that I could talk about and what's changed. Like adding new things like mental health. We never spoke about that 10 years ago. And now we talk about it all the time. And I feel like it's given me anxiety. But I feel like there's so much I could say about it and help other girls. And especially, I think I should be an agent one day.
An agent?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. But just going on back onto the mental health, what are your views on how to help other girls and stuff within? I mean, obviously, I know we're not talking from a medical and a professional perspective, but just from someone who, like you say, suffered anxiety, or someone who's got plenty of real world experience. What would you be saying to girls suffering?
Do you know what? It's a really tricky one, because something with anxiety is not something you can see physically. I could have terrible anxiety and you'd never know. Because it's not, my arm's not broke, I'm not bleeding, I'm not in pain, it's not physical, but it's physical feeling. It is the worst, horriblest feeling you've ever had, and it is so hard. And I am actually very good with people that's got it, but I'm terrible when I've got it. I can't control it. And my mum suffers with it, my sisters suffer with it, and they take tablets, and it drives me mad. But they're like, I need these tablets. I went, yeah, but you're not solving an issue. It is a real feeling, it's an emotion, we're human, we're gonna have it, So anxiety obviously comes when, say, we lived back in the day and, cavemen, and there was a tiger coming, you're gonna get anxiety because it's your body going alert, 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 and that's what anxiety is. I could be sitting watching telly and this feeling comes over me and I'm like, what's happening? And my heart's racing, I'm not even thinking of anything, I'm absolutely fine. But it just comes and it's the most awful thing. But I have to learn now, I've just learned to not live with it, but to just try and deal with it. And I'm not there, I've not conquered it.
Are there particular things that make you anxious? Like, I don't know if you're going to go and film a new show.
But I like that, because I know I'm nervous because I'm about to go and lose swimming. I know that. But when it's come to a thing that I don't know, that's when it's horrible, because I don't know what it is. And that's what I need to now get to the bottom of.
Fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
Cool.
So.
Well, listen, it's been great having you here.
Thank you.
I've got one question before you go. It's something I ask all my guests, which is how you would like to be remembered when you're gone. And not gone from this room, gone from life. I always like it to be answered in how you would like your tombstone to be engraved. Well, I think for me, I think not everybody does know me. I think I've been filmed and always in a type of way. Not all bad, like some of it, I've got a lot of girl love, but some of it's a bit like they don't really know the ins and outs and the real me. And I feel like I just want to change that more towards the end and grow older. And people go, do you know what? She's actually something that I look up to. I want girls to go, I want to be like her, but for the good reasons, not because, I've just won this award for the best singer or actress, whatever. That doesn't mean anything, because that's obviously we want to be that, but I want to be real with it, be that real girl that got through family difficulties, got through breakup, got through mental health and anxiety, lost a lot of money, made money, become self-made in a way with a platform. And that is what I want people to go, she was amazing, and that is it. Cool. Well, I was going to say that's going to be a very big tombstone. We're going to summarise it. It's going to be Lauren Ny's here. She did a lot, she won a lot. She did a lot, she won a lot. She lost a lot, but she's amazing. And she loves a lot. Leave me more flowers. Yeah. All right. Well, lovely. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. And you. Take care.